Hello. This is the second video on the channel, which was actually supposed to be the first one, but I had the microphone parts already, so I decided to do the DIY mic first, and then in the second this video give a proper introduction into what I envision this channel to be. So the name of the channel is My Homelab Journey. As the name suggests, I'm planning on building my home lab while actually improving upon my existing one, and document everything as I do to show you in hopes that maybe it will help you or even encourage you to start your own home lab journey as well. Now, I'm not an expert in home labbing nor a professional YouTuber, so the video quality, as you can see, I'm filming with my old phone at the moment, is not gonna be great for sure in the beginning. Maybe if I continue doing these videos, I'm gonna get better equipment, I don't know. Also, coming to the content itself, at least right now, I don't think it's gonna be tutorials. More like it's gonna be documentation as I go. So everything I do, I will be recording as well, learning on the way. So I expect I will be making quite a lot of mistakes while I do them. And I will probably come back to them and fix them later on. So if you want to follow along and do the same things, I would highly suggest that you at least watch the video till the end to see if I make mistakes and then come back and fix them so you don't make those same mistakes. I got interested in home labbing around 9 months ago, and this is the machine that I started with. So this is Lenovo Tiny M900X, and to be honest, up until this moment, like before starting this video, for some reason I thought I had M910Q. I don't know, but apparently it's M900X. But yeah, anyways, I hosted some services. I still use them. Like, this is still a working home lab. I just unplugged it so I can show you as well here in the video. But yeah, I hosted some stuff that I use daily, and a couple months ago, probably a month or two ago, I decided that I want to upgrade to something bigger, something better. Especially I wanted to build my own NAS, right? And if you want to start with this, I would highly suggest that you, in the beginning, use whatever machine you have lying around. So if you have a Raspberry Pi, an old laptop or something, instead of buying something, I would highly suggest that you start with that one to see if you even like home labbing, like if you're gonna continue or not. Heck, you can even use virtual machines, like spin up some Ubuntu, install Docker, start virtualizing with Docker, using it, and see if you like it or not, right? But if you decide to go forward with it and you don't have a Raspberry Pi, I would suggest, instead of buying Raspberry Pi, to go ahead and buy one of those used tiny mini micros. So Lenovo, HP, and Dell, they all have in this small form factor machines. They are widely used in commercial environments and etc. Lenovo, I think their models are called like tiny. Dell and HP, one of them is going to be micro, the other one is going to be mini, but that does not matter. Any one of them should be probably fine, but you better research and find the one that will fit your needs. The reason I'm suggesting for you to go ahead with these ones, because you can find them for cheap depending on what model you get. And these are PC machines, and you will have better compatibility than ARM-based Raspberry Pi. So these are like x64, x86, whatever, right? And now that the Windows 11 is out and Windows 10 support for it is going out, and these machines do not support Windows 11, you will see a lot of them being liquidated on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, or whatever. So the companies are getting rid of them, and there's going to be an abundant stock for it. I got this one 9 months ago for $50. So it had 8 gigs of RAM, 256, I think, 2.5-inch SSD. I can actually show it to you at the moment. Yeah, so it had a 2.5-inch SSD. It does support NVMe. I'll talk about it later. Yesterday I looked on Facebook Marketplace. At least nearby me, I could find something similar for like $80, $90, which is still a good thing. But there are some caveats. So again, I highly suggest that you research. If you Google Tiny Mini Micro, there are lots of videos about it. Think what you're gonna be hosting and what you need exactly. What do I mean by that? So underneath this heatsink and the fan, there is a Intel 60 i5 6500 non-T variant. So T variants are, as I understand, they're more a bit energy efficient, but less like horsepower. Non-T variants, like just i5 6500, they have higher clock speeds, I believe. I'm not sure. The reason why I'm saying research in advance, because if you want to host something video related, video streaming like Plex or something like that, you are better off, as I understand, with 8th generation Intel and forward, because those have better hardware encoding capabilities. This one doesn't. But I don't do Plex or anything like that, so I don't really care. And for $50 or like $80, I think it's a pretty solid machine. Now, this one that I have, it does 2.5-inch SSD again, and it has an NVMe or SATA PCIe slot here as well, that you can add an NVMe in this slot. This one also supports Wi-Fi, but mine did not come with Wi-Fi. And you can actually like fashion this into and plug in a NVMe SSD in here as well if you want to. Now, some models, again, I might be wrong, but I think A920Q models have some sort of like proprietary PCIe slots in here as well, that you can convert into like normal PCIe, and there are like people who put in some low form factor graphics cards in them, or like a better NIC for higher Ethernet speeds or something like that. And for example, X variants M920X, I think they have an additional secondary NVMe as well, slot as well. So yeah, think about what or how you want to do it, figure out what you need, and then find the machine that will suit your needs. If you decide that you're pretty serious about it and you want to spend a bit more money on it, or especially if you want to build a NAS, you can go ahead and buy let's say a NAS machine from Ugreen, Synology, QNAP, or something like that. In my case, I went ahead and I bought AOOSTAR WTR Pro. Now, this is a pretty capable machine. It's not the best, obviously, but it has a sweet spot in terms of like price performance. But this machine also has its own limitations and some issues that I will talk about. Let me give you like a little bit of like quick specs. So I bought this maybe a month or 2 months ago. I opted in for the 515 gig NVMe and 16 gig RAM version. And I bought it maybe for $429 or something like that. I might be wrong, but you can buy it as bare bones as well for $349, $369, at least that's the price at the moment. Now, I don't know what the prices are going to be considering the current RAM craziness going on around, but for bare bones, $349, $369 is a pretty okay machine. So this comes with Ryzen 5 5825U. It's a mobile processor. It's a bit old, yes, but it will do the job for what I need it to do. It comes with Windows 11 and it has pretty good I/O, and you can use it as a machine as well, like if you want to, as a mini PC, or like, well, it's not mini, but anyways. So it has two dual 2.5 gig Ethernet port. This is 19 volt power jack. Has USB. I don't know if this is USB 4. I don't think it's USB 4, but it says that it can do display output. It can serve as a USB, and also like you can power it with a PD charger, as I understand. But if you're gonna leave it standalone, you'll probably use the barrel jack to fit it. Display port, HDMI, 4 USB port, and combo audio jack. Now, when I bought it, I was hoping that it would come with one 16 gig RAM stick, because that was the case with my Minisform when I bought it. But no, no luck in that. It came with two 8 gigs of RAM, and I went ahead and bought two 32 gig DDR4 from Facebook Marketplace, so I currently have 64 gigs of RAM in here. The 512, I also removed it and went ahead with bought myself 1 TB Western Digital Black, and I am using 512 as a external like NVMe kind of in an enclosure. Anyways, by default, you can have 2 NVMe drives in here, and the third one you can again add an NVMe here if you want to, or you can put a Wi-Fi card in here and have Wi-Fi if you want. At the moment, I'm gonna go with 1 NVMe, but so it's enough for my needs. Now this machine also has 4 hard drive bays. I have removed one of them, but yeah. So here's the thing. Like the one that I have, it doesn't have any ventilation holes in these trays, hard drive trays. Some people I have seen in videos and in the photos as well, they are described to have these ventilation holes. And some people have complained already about hard drive temperatures being high. If I have the same situation, I will probably maybe drill some holes in here to have better airflow. I'm not sure. But at the same time, people are complaining about high CPU temperature as well, because this machine is designed in a way that air is predominantly being pulled over the hard drives and not the CPU. Maybe they have in newer versions that they're coming without ventilation holes because they want to push the air through. I don't know. In any case, like I haven't turned this machine on yet. Like haven't tried it. Haven't seen the temperatures, but I will keep an eye on it. But in any case, people have already modded this machine. So there are printing files for 3D printing that you can print yourself and convert this 120 millimeter fan into 140, which is a bit bigger, and it will actually pull air over the CPU as well, which increases the thermal efficiency, well, which reduces the CPU temperatures quite a lot. Now, another issue that people have complained about that I know of is how you're going to do the pass-through, whether you're going to do the pass-through of the SATA controller or not. Now, if you install a TrueNAS on it, for example, you want to do TrueNAS, and then you're going to be fine, no problems. In my case, I want to install Proxmox on it, and then virtualize NAS with, let's say, Open Media Vault, and I want to pass through the SATA controller into the Open Media Vault, so Proxmox doesn't deal with the hard drives and Open Media Vault controls them as it wants. But the problem is, if you pass both of the SATA controllers, all 4 bays, not the disks individually, but the SATA controller into Open Media Vault, because of the CPU architecture and how this machine is designed, and I don't think it's like a AOOSTAR thingy, it's like more like the way AMD, this CPU, mobile CPU was designed. Your Proxmox will lose, if you pass through all 4, it will lose capability of reading CPU temperature, which will result in CPU being capped at lower frequencies. So you're losing CPU power. In my case, that's okay for me. I don't really care about it because I have only 2 14 terabyte hard drives. And if you pass the first group of the SATA controller, so let's say the first 2 bays, then your Proxmox will retain the CPU temperature reading capabilities and you will be fine. To recap everything I have talked about, if you're just beginning and you're not sure you're going to be following with Homelabbing and you don't have any machines lying around, just virtualize it. Use VMware Workstation Pro or VirtualBox, spin up some Ubuntu machine, install Docker, Portainer, some services, and try it. If you like it, then you can go and buy a machine. If you have some machine like old laptop, Raspberry Pi lying around, use that one because it's free, it's already there, and experiment with it. Or if you're, again, like if you don't have a machine and you're gonna go and buy something, then in the beginning, I highly suggest going after used tiny mini micros. with tiny mini micros. Again, research and think about like your use cases. If you're gonna do Plex video encoding, decoding, then you're better off with something like Intel 8th generation, because they have better hardware encoding and decoding capabilities. If you're not gonna do that, then you can go with something lower than like I did, like with Intel i5 6500, i7 6700. Those are gonna be fine as well. T or non-T variants are probably gonna be okay in the beginning. Now, if you want NAS, just NAS, and then you can go and buy, like, let's say Ugreen or Synology. I know some people don't like Synology, but as I understand, both Ugreen and Synology have a pretty good solid ecosystem. You buy the machine, you just plug your hard drives, and you're ready to go. If you want to play with it a little bit more, like I do, Proxmox virtualized NAS portion, so it's like a combination of Homelabbing, NAS, and as well, then you can go with something like VTR Pro. There is also like VTR Max version as well with 6 bays, like better like NICs and etc. Like you can go for it as well, or you can go with Minisforum. Also has like NAS machine, which now they have I believe AMD AI chips. So if you want to do some local LLMs, host some local LLMs, you can go with those as well. Whatever machine you buy or like end up using, research in advance. Think about what you're going to be using it for and buy the correct machine. In my case, as I have already described the limitations and some issues with VTR Pro, some of them I knew in advance, some of them I didn't know. But in any case, I have figured out like workarounds, and it's a pretty okay machine for my use cases. Might not be for you, but for me, it's okay. As a conclusion, I would like to say that I love Homelabbing. I think I will continue with it even if I stop making videos. It's a pretty neat hobby. You get to pick and choose the services that you want to host, and having full control of all of your data is, I think, pretty important in this day and age. Alright, this is my Homelab journey so far, and hope to see you in the next one.